You got, two things in life. You're going to live and you're going to die. What type of imprint you going to leave on this earth? When you was a kid, that's why we named you Mercy. You was doing a lot of kicking. I know you don't have mercy on nobody on the court, but...
I'm Percy Miller, 19 years old, go to University of Houston. I'm a point guard. Yeah, I'm excited just to be on the stage. I feel like, a lot of people work hard in high school, work hard as a little kid to get to these spots. And, I just feel it's one step closer to my ultimate dream, which is to play in the NBA.
What's up, y'all? I'm Percy Miller, Master P. Mercy Miller's my son. For me, I feel like basketball saved my life. Took me out the ghetto. My first year playing college basketball, I got injured. Ended up going back to the project. I was devastated. I'm on the Greyhound bus going back to the project, and my whole life was like, I got to start over now. So you either lose it or you figure it out. And I had a great support system, which my grandfather, we call him Big Daddy. So he was the dude that told me, son, get up and go do something else with your life. Do something you love. And so I started getting closer to the music. What about practice? How it going?
Practice has been smooth. Been working hard.
So your mindset is the most important thing in basketball, right?
Yeah.
Same thing in life. So when you talk about, mental health, I call it mental strength. Because the stronger you are mentally, then the better you will be.
Yeah, my dad, he's inspired me many different ways. Be successful, but also to be a good person. I'm blessed to have a father figure like that.
I lost my brother at 19 to the streets.
Yeah.
My main goal was to live to be 19. I wasn't able to see the things that you were able to see, and I think that's what makes our path so different. What I love about it, though, you don't want to just make it to the NBA. For you want to be able to help so many people.
Yeah.
And that's when you touch me as a man, say, damn, I can learn something from my son.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 9. Being the youngest, I got to see and learn from everybody, I feel. Being a close family comes from having great parents and who understand how important it is to have everybody together. I haven't went through a lot of things that a lot of people have gone through, but I feel like I've been through a lot in my lifetime. I dealt with my sister passing away at 16, so I feel like that's probably been the toughest thing I've ever had to deal with. And those challenges of grief and losing a loved one, it's hard, super hard, but my mindset, I just use it to keep going and to bring change into the world and to be a better person ultimately.
Losing a loved one, I just feel like that's the hardest thing to face. Knowing that you're never gonna see somebody again that you love. And so, when you go through what I went through, everybody think you gotta be a tough guy. Now, it's not being no tough guy. It's about doing what you gotta do for your family. And so I have to hold my family together, and that's what I do. I also gotta hold myself accountable. If you don't, then you live in regret.
My dad called a family meeting after the loss of my sister. He asked what he could do better, but I feel like at that point, it's not on my father to do better. I feel like he's done everything he can as a man, everything that he's done for me and my siblings. From my perspective, I'm grateful and I'm thankful.
It ripped my heart out, it ripped your mom's heart out, but at the same time, anybody that's left, they gotta keep going. None of us are perfect, and I'm not perfect, I'm a work in progress. And I tell y'all, I think the most important thing with any parents, don't be afraid to communicate. With their kids. And so during this moment that we went through, I learned a lot from y'all. I learned a lot from you, son. I love the way that you held the family together. Boys, even though you're the youngest.
He took responsibility for certain things, but I just feel like, I really appreciate that, to see him be vulnerable in certain moments. And, I just have a lot of respect for that.
To learn through this process, how do I communicate? Because I wasn't at first. I was just doing what I had to do. But now I started listening more to my kids.
It's helpful for you, when you listen to me sometimes, when we have our conversations.
Yeah.
Because you've been through it, and I seen everything that you done dealt with in life, and you had the experiences. You know, having those conversations is definitely super helpful.
When you're dealing with mental health, it takes a team, it takes a village. We're stronger together. I realized that we don't have the resources and the funds that a lot of the other cultures have. And so I feel like we have to really figure out how to actually do something for the Black community with this, because one incident could change your life, could put you to where you're dealing with some type of mental issue.
Being a Black man, just being held at that certain standard a lot of times could be hard for certain people. We can't be afraid to speak out.
I think Black fathers always feel like they gotta be so tough and their kids gotta be so tough. We don't need to be tough. You have to be a real man to say you have a problem. They always say real men don't cry. Who don't cry? So we are gonna talk about it, and we're not gonna be afraid to communicate, because you gotta communicate, you gotta open up to somebody to get it out. Sometimes you might have to scream.
Yeah.
That's why I say, as young Black men, when y'all get out this car, right? Son, when you get out this car, you a tall Black man, and you could be dealt with different ways. So imagine you have to be disciplined enough to be able to be polite when you get pulled over, because you might not come home. That was my thing. I made the police mad. Police looking at me like, man, what's wrong with you? I'm just, oh, how's your day, officer?
So me and my sister Tytyana are very close. She always pushed me every time we would work out or something. She would be like, you got to go harder, because you know you got big dreams and big goals. We had many memories I enjoyed, and I feel like those ultimately made me a better person. I'm definitely never gonna forget, you know, the impact my sister had on my life and the impact that she had on other people's lives. So I just want to keep her memory going in certain things I do. I wrote how I felt sometimes. We do family activities. We all talk about our favorite memories.
He was number 25. That's when he lost his sister. So when he on that court, he could celebrate his family. And that's the only way we could survive. We had to sit down. It's all about coming together and figure out what changes we got to make. How can we grow? How can we fix?
We all came closer together, just learning how to deal with certain things in different ways. Because, you know, everybody deals with grief differently.
You're gonna go through something in this life, no matter what. It's how you come through it. So having a good support system is so important. I started a foundation, You're Not Alone Foundation. Mercy has the Lord Have Mercy Foundation. So he's doing it at a young age, helping the kids.
Yeah, this is something me and my family started. Lord Have Mercy Foundation, helping out a lot of families, helping out a lot of people who are underprivileged. You know, I don't want to see people lose loved ones to things that can be avoided. I want to help people who are dealing with certain challenges like substance abuse and stuff like that.
I'm an advocate for mental health in the Black community because we're losing a lot of people to this. You need medicine, you need counseling. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to go see somebody. There's people out here that really love you and care about you. Put your trust and faith in God and don't give up, don't quit. And so for me, it's all about reaching back, helping the next one that's in need. What I love about Mercy, he got a heart of gold.
I don't want to just make an impact on the world. I want to make an impression. So I feel like everything you taught me, you know, I'm gonna take it and just run with it.
Yeah, son, I'm proud of you.
Yes, sir. Love you, bro.
I love you.
Yes, sir.